Well, this is different. I gave up sea fishing about 2 years ago because I was just sick and tired of fishing just down there, the other side of the bridges, and you spend the first 20 minutes to half an hour picking up other people's rubbish. Why do they do it when sea fishing? Why is it sea anglers are the worst of all? Yeah, who knows? Anyway, something a bit different today, and we're going to go for a walk down here. We're on the Severn Estuary. Now, I saw a movie the other day about a guy who was fishing at Lydney Harbour. I wish I could remember his name. I think it was Bailey, Will Bailey, something like that. And he was fishing way up there. I think that's Barclay Power Station or Oldbury Power Station or something, I don't know. Anyway, he was way up there. Now I used to fish way down there. But like I said, gave up on that because of all the scumbags leaving their crap around. Anyway, watching him fishing up there gave me the inspiration to have a go at something I've always been looking at for about the past 20 years. Having lived just up the river here at Frampton-on-Severn, I used to walk the dog down by the river, and these little creeks in the summer are absolutely ram full of mullet. Impossible to catch, of course, but ram full of mullet. So I thought, right, I'm going to come down and I'm going to give it a go, simply because the quest for a 40-pound pike this winter has been dogged by catching nothing but small stuff. And when I say small, that's under 20 pounds. And on the River Wye, that is considered small. Anyway, so I thought I'd come down. The first thing I did, I came down to see if anybody else had been fishing here. And yes, they have. Here is the evidence. Muddy footprints all over the grass. And there are two spots. One just there and one here. And give them their due, whoever they were, good little boys or girls, they haven't left any rubbish. The chap up there, or chapess, did lose a baiting needle, but I collected that for you, mate, or missus. Thank you very much, I'll have that. Anyway, so here we are. The plan is to fish this creek. Now, as you can see, we are the tide today is 3:30. High water, 3:30. It's only a 9.6 metre at this point. But as you can see, the tide's way out there. Well, you can't cross the mud, so you can't fish it. But you can fish the creeks. The only problem is if you hook something, you've got to get it out. And more importantly, you've got to be able to return it safely, so it doesn't die. We don't want to kill fish, do we? No. Anyway, the date today is, I think, you can tell I'm retired, can't you? The date today is the 30th of January 2023. We've got quite a strong breeze coming up the channel, as you can hear on the microphones, no doubt. And the moon, wherever it is a full moon in 5 days' time, which is not ideal, according to those people who worry about that sort of thing. But it's a full moon in 5 days' time. It's a nice sunny day. The tide is rising, only a 9.6. It can get to 12 metres here. 12 metre is about, well, you wouldn't want to be here at 12 metre because you'd be blowing bubbles by now when it's full. It comes up over this grass. Anyway, I don't want to fish out there. I brought two rods. The idea was to go on the end, cast one out in the main channel and one down in the gully. Now, I'm going from the sublime to the ridiculous. For those who have seen my videos before, they will know that this is my favourite go-to pike rod. With an Abu Cardinal bait runner. This is £20 mono. And on that I have got a very simple 1 ounce lead. Normal £20 length to the lead, and then a free running. That lead, if I can hold it here, is free running. God knows what you call this setup, I don't know. But this is £7 fluorocarbon down to, now, I stole this idea, which I will show you, ow, once I've taken the hooks out of my finger. I stole this from the chap who does the videos, Christchurch Angling Centre. Thanks, buddy. In all honesty, I was so impressed with your mullet spinning rig that I've adapted it into a mini pennel, 2-hook pennel rig. You see? And I thought it only fair that I should purchase the makings from your store. So I did, about 2-3 weeks ago, after watching your video on YouTube. And I will try and put a link to the two guys I'm indebted to, the one who fished Lindley Harbour. I'll try and put a link here on the screen. No, here on the screen. But if not, I'll mention them at the end. And Christchurch Angling Centre. I'll do the same. Link up here on the screen. Maybe. We'll see. Anyway, so this is a miniature 2-hook pennel rig. It's really clever because that tubing allows this one. And that's a size 6 worm hook. And I think a size 6 sort of short shank. And the plan is, this creek, excuse me, oh god, terrible cold. The plan is that this creek has got flounder in it, eels in it, possibly small bass, but we're going to fish here every 2 months. Up she comes. Come on. Get out of the grass. God, this weight doesn't have to get stuck in the mud. Maybe a flat weight would be better. It's interesting to note. No sign of anything having a go at that bait. The bait for today, just been down to Real Fun Fishing down at Porter's Head on the way. Bit of a trip down to come back up, but never mind. Well worth it because they've got some really good baits in there, always have a good selection, and it's always pretty fresh. This rag is a bit big for what I'm doing, but it don't matter, I'm putting it on in bits. The important thing is not to put the broken bits, tails back in there because it'll kill the live ones. The little bits I just put them to one side or slide them further up the line. Don't want too big a bait today though, not on the light gear anyway. Now the other one, oh the other rod, that's got the squid on. I picked these up, they're frozen, got those from Real Fun as well, and that's going to be plenty for maybe 4 hours fishing. I won't be here that long probably because I've got to go and pick the missus up at 5, but there we are, these things are sent to try us. Anyway, so that's the bait. Now, one thing that the sea anglers will be very aware of is when you're fishing this sort of baits in this sort of area. I've got the actual pennel rig baited up there, and I've got a second hook length pennelled baited up ready to just unsnap that and replace when I change baits. Instead of messing around rebaiting each time, always have pre-baited hook lengths aside. I should be doing that with the light gear, but I forgot to bring the very small clips that I can change the hook lengths on. Oh well, maybe next time. Hello, what was that? Something leaping about in the water down there. Could it be a fish? Yeah. piece of lucky. Right, masking the hook a bit, but something big grabs it, I'm sure it'll pull that hook in alright. Cod, conger or bass is the prey. Look at that, that'll do nicely. Oh, squiddy, woo! We'll put the bite camera on, which is this one here. For those that are interested, I only use the cheaper cameras, so I don't go for the GoPro. SJ4000s I think these are. I got them when they were on special with Glasgow Angling, £35 a chuck. They're now about 55, 60 I think, something like that, but they do the job. Sound quality's not brilliant, but they capture the pictures good enough to bang on YouTube. I'm not looking to make any money out of it, so it's just for fun, shits and giggles as I say. Yeah, so I got a couple of these. Biggest problem is the batteries run out so fast. Now, is that one running? No, it isn't. Hang on. Now it is. Now it's videoing. Excellent. All right. Okay, so that's all I use. I got 3 of them. I got one on my chest. I got that one watching the rod tops, and I got that one watching me fall in. Right, well here we are about pretty much high water now, and considering this is a 9.6 metre tide here, prediction, and looking at the levels, and when you think that the normal higher tides here are about 12.5, 12.6 max, they can go to 14 for a massive spring tide, but you know, that's not very often. So your top tide's at 12 and a half. You're looking at 3 metres on top of this. So where I'm stood now is still almost fishable. I reckon I'm about 2.5 metres above the water at the moment. So unless you're hitting something over 12 and a half, I reckon you could fish this venue just off this little platform here. You might get a bit of wind trouble on the sand, but you know, you see this sort of coarse grass, which you don't really want to be fishing over. You can fish off this, which will give you a cast straight out that way into what must now be at least 4-5 metres of water, and then that could be the bigger bait, and then the smaller lighter gear could be cast up the creek. I don't know, it depends. In the summer it could be totally different. This will be a flat calm. It'd be nice to float fish it for the mullet and that, even if the bait is just off the bottom. Anyway, it's something to look at. The main thing is, even if, you know, I haven't caught anything today yet, haven't finished, but you know, it doesn't look like I'm going to get anything. I thought I would have had some eel by now, if nothing else. Anyway, the thing to bear in mind is it's my time and my bait that's being spent here. So you're not wasting your time. So when I do find the fish, and the method, and the bait, and everything else, it means you can just rock up here and bag up, hopefully. Anyway, I'm going to fish for another hour. It's now 3 o'clock, just on 3 o'clock, so I'll give it another hour, then I've got to go pick up the missus. Yeah, we've all got these crosses to bear, haven't we? Anyway, it's been fun. It's been a bit chilly because that southwesterly, which they reckon was going to be 15 mile an hour, I reckon it's been touching 35, 40. But then again, we are looking right out, and there's Welsh whales over there, see? Yeah. Alright lads, how's it going? Yeah. See you in rugby. Yeah. We'll see. Right, like I said, going to give it another hour and then knock it on the head. The amount of bait that I purchased this morning is more than enough. Probably twice what I needed for today, but if there'd been small eels, small flounder, small bass nibbling away, I reckon it would have been about right. And that was, I think it was about 9-10 quid's worth. Don't know what it weighed. I just got them to keep chucking it in the pan until I said stop. It looked about right for a session, 3-4 hours tops. And a pack of squid is £4-5. That'll do a day easy on this venue. I mean, they're only small squid, but you know, they're big enough for anything that you're likely to want to catch here. So yeah, it seems all right. I think that was about 12, 14 quid, maybe 15 tops worth of bait, which is quite a lot when you think about it. But then, you know, you go out for a pizza, it's going to cost you more than that, isn't it? Right, let's go back, check those rods, make sure they haven't been robbed. And yeah, catch you next time.